All right, this topic is crazy because this basically is saying that all the trends and styles and culture comes from black people that white people steal. And I ain't gonna lie, at first I used to be happy when white people used to be a part of our culture because I, as a black man, I actually want unity. I actually want us all to get together, get along. What the heck am I talking about? Look, it's my first video in the morning, so it's kind of early for me still. But what I'm trying, what listen. Once I realized that white people steal our culture and then they actually don't even, try to help us in the struggle or anything like that, I thought they were trying to be a part of the culture. Therefore, them being a part of the culture, they would be allies with us. But in most cases, white people aren't allies with us. So now I'm like, get out of our culture and stay out of our culture. If you're not gonna be a part of our culture and really be in it, don't enjoy the benefits of it. So this guy actually explains different trend. Let's let him explain.
Do you know where this pose comes from? So I often mention how black American culture dominates the nation, yet is rarely credited or worse is whitewashed and just called Gen Z culture so often. To combat this, I'm starting a new series called How Everything on This App Originated with Black People. Today we're going to talk about this viral pose. When it's done on TikTok, the pose is most often accompanied by the song Hey Loft by the band Mother Mother, and it involves someone sharing a bold piece of information about themselves. But it's such a common and widespread meme, and now even the Sharp family singers do it. What could this possibly have to do with black people? Well, this pose actually originated in basketball subculture to represent the saying ice in my veins, which is a play on the term cold-blooded, which means ruthlessly competitive or skilled at the game of basketball. It was famously popularized by the former Lakers player D'Angelo Russell, who would make the pose in celebration after scoring. But like most things on this app, the meme's roots in black culture have been widely acknowledged for the sake of associating with Gen Z more generally. Next, we're talking about the F-boy face. Follow for more.
Now, to give you guys context with what he's talking about, pretty much on TikTok is pretty much an app full of Gen Zers, a lot of Generation Z people, which is the kids who are in high school now, the kids who are in college now, and it's a lot of that the youth is the one who controls culture. It's always been like that. It's always been the teens and the college age people who actually control the culture really of society and how the direction that the culture of society goes in for that particular country or area. Now, what makes this unique is that because of the advent of the internet and TikTok's ability to spread information so fast and trend so fast, the things that we used to do in the hood and stuff like that is now being seen by everybody. The issue is, like what he was saying, these Gen Z kids, these 10-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, these 20-year-old young people, they do the things that we do and then they'll call it Gen Z culture. When black people, we've been doing it for years. And he just basically explained to you guys it means nothing, but that little thing like that little pose like that, that's something that it's in a black community and apparently has been for probably for years. These are all trends that white people do on a regular basis. It's not even just faces and poses. It's literally everything from the clothing style to hairstyles to dance moves to the way people talk, the way people, even girls, when they talk, they do like black girls, they do this. And now white girls are doing this when they talk and stuff, and they're calling that Gen Z culture. It's not Gen Z culture.
Do you know why people make this face or where it comes from? Welcome to episode 2 of How Everything on This App Originated with Black People, where we show how most of Gen Z culture is just a whitewashed version of Black American culture. So when it's done on TikTok, this face involves a user raising their eyebrows, squinting their eyes, biting their lip, and sometimes rubbing their chin. It's most often accompanied by the mashup of the songs Another One Bites the Dust and Holla Back Girl. On this app, I've seen it called the F-boy face, the swag face, or the lip bite challenge. One website credits the popularity of this expression to an influencer named King Christian, who did the pose in a very viral video and combined the expression with a Naruto parody and called it swag jutsu. His original TikTok with it had over 17 million views and even has a tutorial on how to do it.
Now, this is the thing. Before he even goes on, this is what frustrates me about when white people do our cultures and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe because there's more white people in America. I don't know how it happens, but whoever controls the algorithms gives white people way more exposure than they do the average black person who has something that's amazing, whether it's an amazing talent or amazing song or amazing video. A white creator is always going to succeed more than a black creator for the most part, is because white people own these platforms and they own the algorithms. Let's just be honest. So what happens is, what makes me frustrated about that, what he's shown about that boy, I guess Swag Boy, whatever his name is, not Swag Boy, but that white guy who did that post got 17 million views on TikTok. If a black person would have did it, it would have probably got like 10,000 views or less, maybe not even 100. It probably wouldn't even broke 100 views. So now, because he got all these views and all this exposure, they have websites attributing that black cultural pose or the biting of the lip to him when people been doing it for years. He's going to explain that.
Many Black Americans don't need a tutorial because this is literally a trend I remember from middle school, and it was always called the light skin pose or the light skin face as a joking way to play on stereotypes that lighter skinned Black men try to be like pretty boys or a little conceited. And just for the historical record, here's proof.
Bam, and I'm going to pause it right there so you guys can see it. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that frustrates me. Look, if white people were to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were to do what they do. If they were to copy our culture, right, and be allies, like I said in the beginning of the video, I would have no problem with white people copying our culture. I would have no problem with it. I actually used to get happy when, white people used to rap songs, rap lyrics. And every time I'm outside, I'm hearing white people blast hip-hop music, not their music. Blacks, we don't blast anybody else's music, but they blast our music, which I thought was cool until I started doing history and realized, okay, they listen to James, back in the day, white people listen to James Brown. You know what I'm saying? Even more currently, white people listen to Run DMC and Public Enemy and all these different types of people, NWA and LL Cool J, you name it. And these people still, now that they're older, these people are still racist. And it's like, okay, so if white people being a part of our culture doesn't equal equality, then why would I want y'all to partake in the benefits and the beauty of our culture if you guys are not going to be allies? Because the thing is, true of the matter is, I love everybody. Like, if you want to be a part of my culture, cool. But don't be a part of my culture, then have stuff crazy to say about blacks. Get out my culture. Period.